Hey, Michelle Visage.
Hi, squirrel friend.
Every time I still think of who.
Marvin Lynch.
Marvin Lynch.
That's one name I can remember, as
Isn't
opposed
that funny?
to 18 other podcasts when I forget people's names.
Yeah. What is that? When your brain? I've talked about it, you flood your brain and you can't think of a name.
Well, listen. Even on my best day, my memory sometimes I just remember the weirdest stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember the stuff I need to remember. Like I couldn't remember a math equation.
Right. No, I couldn't do that.
But I could remember who played Naomi Malone in Showgirls. Do you know what I mean?
But see, you would never forget that. I mean,
No,
that's
but
something
you know what I'm
watch
saying.
every day.
I'll know.
Who are the other characters in Showgirls?
Right.
Right. What was Penny's last name? Did she have a last
Penny
name?
didn't have a last name, did she?
What was Penny's original name?
Oh, I don't remember. Do you?
Oh no. That's what they had. I have it backwards. He says he changed her name to Heather.
Yes, and she
because
said
nobody wants to
fuck a penny.
Yeah, exactly. You went there. I said
You're
F.
such a good boy. You're like the Bill Cosby of drag.
Well, I don't know about that, but I just think that I think somewhere this clip will be picked up by some children or on the Disney Channel.
Okay, that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
No, first and foremost. Second of all, I'll do it. I can be the bad guy.
Sure.
I'm used to that.
Right. Well, but some people do listen to this with their children in the car.
My kids listen to it.
Yeah. And do they cuss in front of you?
Lola will not cuss.
Uh-huh.
She will not ever cuss. That's the young one.
Yeah.
Lily, I have to actually talk to her because her mouth is out of control.
Really?
I had to talk with her where I talked about this. Cursing is like a stew, and you use too much salt and pepper, you ruin the stew.
You ruin the stew.
So fucking cunt or salt and pepper. You don't want to ruin the stew.
No, you want to use them liberally,
Sparingly.
Sparingly.
Right.
Sparingly.
Using them too liberally makes the stew taste awful. And they don't have the same impact.
Right.
So that's my cursing talk.
Yeah. I love cursing. But I am able to watch myself. Even when I was on the Howard Stern show, I didn't cuss, because I'm afraid that if I open that door, I'll never be able to stop.
The irony is Howard doesn't either.
Right.
I also think in years and years of doing terrestrial radio, it's our instinct not to.
Exactly.
That was a challenge for me because I'm a big cursor.
Yeah.
So I love I never once slipped. You know that?
I never slipped either. Yeah. Although, remember that time I said to Joey, our producer,
yeah.
I said, hey, Fungu, this year we're going to rule the school. I'm quoting the show Grease, the movie Grease. And he's Italian, and apparently that means something bad.
It means fuck you.
Does it?
Yeah.
Fungu?
Fungu. Yeah.
Is that Italian?
Yeah.
That's Italian?
But really, as far as the FCC goes, you can say something in another language, considering you don't speak that language, you don't know what it means, and not get penalized.
Right.
So if you said, hey, Fungu, I'm Sandra D. You're not going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
But if you said, hey, fuck you, I'm Sandra D, you're going to get in trouble for it. You see? It's on a soundtrack. Really.
Yeah. Do you remember that time that Debbie Mazur was up there and we were live on the air? Do you remember when she slipped?
Did she? Yes.
I think she said
But then
shit.
she was like, and covered her mouth.
Yeah. But we didn't have a 5-second.
No, we should have, but we did not have a delay. We didn't have a dump button
that
you would hear on Stern.
I never slipped either. I never slipped on there because I was very conscious of it.
Yes, and I feel like on this, it's our podcast, so I'm allowed to be who I am. And I really don't go buck wild with it, But when it's necessary, it's necessary.
Yeah. Now, back then, you were a redhead. You had been a platinum blonde before.
For many years.
When was the first time you became a platinum blonde?
Platinum blonde was Idalis's idea. She was in Seduction with me. And she said you should, because I was obsessed, not just with Madonna. I was obsessed with Marilyn Monroe when I was growing up. Mae West, we've talked about this. Mae West, Marilyn Monroe, Jean Harlow, all of the platinum blondes, I was really, Mamie Van Doren, I was obsessed with them. And I always wanted to be that, but I never thought I could be that. And she's like, why don't you go platinum? You'd be great.
Because before that, you were just regular blonde?
I was frosted blonde. So
frosted
they
blonde.
Didn't do highlights back then.
Hey,
they did
South Plainfield in the house.
Holla! They put the crochet cap needle and they pulled the hair through the hooks.
Was it a good job?
It was Jersey job, for sure. But I wore it well.
What is your natural hair color?
Dark. Well, gray. But
but when you were 15, what was your natural hair color?
Dark brown.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Dark brown hair and
sort of
eyes.
chestnutty?
Chestnut brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it aired on the side of ash.
Yeah.
which I never liked. I like warmth.
Yes.
Because of my skin tone. I'm
Right.
kind of yellow. So I always did things drastically. Like if
Right.
I was going to do it, I was going to do it. So when she said I should cut it kind of bob length, I did, and it looked really cute. And then she said you should bleach it, and I did, and I was like, ooh, I found my home. This is it.
Mama, I'm home.
I'm home. Look
Wow.
at me. Until I realized the upkeep. My favorite cut I think I ever had was when I had it like Joey Heatherton.
Oh, that's cute.
I did the Happy Hooker cut.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You guys have an album cover. You have an album cover with that.
I had an album
Was
cover
that
with it like
Heartbreak?
that.
Heartbeat?
No. Breakdown. I have it a bob. It's
Right.
not Joey Heatherton, but I did. I didn't do any photo shoots with it like that, but I have tons of pictures, and you probably have seen me like
Yeah.
that. And for the kids that are too young to know who Joey Heatherton is, look her up,
Or just look at, Mia Farrow in Rosemary's Baby.
or
It's
Gene Saberg. Or,
Yeah, right. But, I knew my father was bald at 26. So I knew that I was going to be losing my hair. So before I
You're supposed
lost.
to look at the mother's father, not your father.
Yeah, well, listen, I was looking at my father, and the truth
You're
is,
like-
it turned out just like that. But, and I think my grandfather had lost his hair too. But I knew that if I was going to do stuff to hair, I was going to do it before 26.
And you had dreads. You were different
I
colors.
did it all.
Yeah.
I did it all because I knew that,
And you bleached it.
it, you name it. If you look on all the interwebs, www. You'll see all the different things I did to my hair.
I'm so in love with Baby Rue, like so in love. Like my heart sings when I see Baby Rue. Obviously, we have a different relationship now. But knowing you the way I do now and see those old Nelson videos.
Oh, right. It's.
I don't even have the words.
Well, because, there's a certain ambition that you see there and a certain hunger and naive. I can't say that word.
Naivete.
Yes. There's that. And when I look at it, it's actually hard for me to look at
I know
them.
it is. Why though?
Because of the people-pleasing thing. Because I don't think I'm being very authentic in there because I don't want to threaten people. I've said this many times, being a black man, gay, all that stuff, people don't know what box to put me in. They say, most people, when a person walks in the room, they think, okay, either I want to F them or I want to kill them, or perhaps even they can do something for me. But people couldn't put me in any of those boxes. So they'd look at me with their head tilted to the side, thinking, I don't know what to do with you. So I would break the awkwardness, and I'd say, well, I'm going to be an interesting, nice person who is going to make you feel better about yourself. And that became my role. So when I see that footage from the 80s, I see that person and I go, honey, you don't have to do that. If people feel uncomfortable, let them. It's none of your business.
That's part of your journey, you see.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with it. I understand. I do get it. I look back at videos of how awful I was as a teen. Awful.
Who was taking video of you as a teenager?
My parents. My father was at every fucking musical I ever did in the front row. He should not have been freehanding it. Like he should have been on a tripod. There's half of Sound of Music. You're looking at my feet because they're trying to watch with their eyes, but yet keep this camera on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. And looking back now, I just laughed. It's like glad I was loud because you didn't see me. But
you were terrible
I was
to them?
Awful. I was in awful. Spoiled.
And what period was this? 13 to 16?
Probably started at around high school. So what's that? 14, 15, 14 years old.
Yeah.
I hung out with some bad girls and they treated their parents horribly. So I thought I could. And my mother was from Brooklyn. So she only took so much of it before I got the backhand. But it was like the way I treated them. But I think part of them also was like, she's just who she is. So let her fly.
Right.
So a lot of stuff they didn't stop. But I understand that looking back and going, Jesus Christopher. Girl, you were so naive. You knew nothing. And look who the fuck you thought you were. And somebody needs to slap that bitch. And my mother did plenty. But looking back, I mentally slapped myself.
Yeah.
I don't even want my daughters to see that footage.
Oh, my
because I'm
goodness.
afraid it'll give them ideas.
Well, that would be your payback, wouldn't it?
I'm already getting it.
That's why I would be afraid to have kids, because
Oh, you'll get it back.
you get it right back.
100%.
Or not only that, you get these people who you just don't like. Do you ever not like your kids?
Yeah. Listen, I love my children. Don't get me wrong. But there's times where I have said to them, I love you more than anything, but I do not like you today. You know, and there is a difference. And sometimes they deserve it, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes I deserve it. They might not like me during the day,
Right,
you know?
right.
It's tough. It's really tough. Being a parent is tough. And if your kids are fine and have no issues with anything and you just have the normal teen angst, you don't know how lucky you are. Because when you really do have a sick kid or a kid with mental issues or depression, you have no idea the journey, the ride that you're in for.
Right.
So all the parents out there, if you have a kid who's pretty easy, I'm so happy for you. But really, I implore you to enjoy every moment of it.
Because it goes by very fast, doesn't it?
So quickly.
It goes by so fast. I can't believe it. You know, I remember when you were pregnant.
Yeah.
And
I have a picture of you holding Lily when she was like a week old.
Yeah.
In my apartment.
It's
yeah.
crazy.
And she's going to drive this month.
And she's driving.
Yeah.
Wow.
Driving.
So now, okay, so you went from platinum blonde. What was it? We have a little bit of time here. What was your next hair?
Red.
You went to red. How many years were you red?
Actually, that's a lie. Platinum blonde, what happened was, and people that bleach their hair out there will totally laugh at this, my hair started layering itself. So I had one length platinum blonde hair when I went to sleep, and when I woke up, I had layers because of the breakage.
Right. Because you were saying maintenance is
ridiculous. There's a reason why Madonna was brilliant with letting those roots grow in and doing that as a look. Brilliant. Because if she couldn't get to a hairdresser, in order to be platinum and stay platinum, you have to do your roots every week or every week and a half.
You're kidding me.
No,
right?
no joke.
So I guess you wouldn't be taking those Nicole Kidman pills.
No, Swiss hair, skin, and nails.
Yeah.
No, you'd be putting on a lace front. But that's why if you look at the pictures of Marilyn and you look at the pictures of Mamie and you look at the pictures, their hair was cotton.
Yes.
It was fried cotton because when you bleach your hair, you're lifting all the color out of it. You're destroying it. It turns to hay. So what happens is it starts breaking. You brush it. It's all breaking. It's flying in the air.
Oh, my
So that's what
goodness.
was happening. My hair layered itself. And at one point I said, you know what? My goal was to be platinum blonde like Pamela Anderson was on Baywatch without extensions. And I did it. I got there.
How was someone like Ann Jillian so successful?
Oh, because she was a natural blonde. It's a lot easier when you're a natural blonde, even if it's dark blonde, like my daughter Lily. It's much easier for them because you don't have to keep the bleach on as long.
You don't have to go as far, right.
Ann Jillian's hair, and Suzanne Summers was another one.
Yes.
The thickest, shiniest, most beautiful platinum white hair. Whoever did both of those girls' hair, they're my hero because there was never yellow, never a tinge of yellow.
Yeah.
Snow White, that was my dream. Chrissy Snow was my idol, like my dream hair. And then I got there, and then it started breaking, and that's when I ended up starting to go to Louis Licari in New York City.
Oh.
And I cut all my hair off. I had a mullet. And it was my natural dark brown. And I met him at the gym. Louis and I used to go to Reebok together. And I was on the RuPaul show. Or we were working together on the radio, I think, whatever the situation was. He had known me from being with you, and he approached me at the gym. He's like, let me color your hair. And I said, I want to go red. And he was like, let me do it. And he's the king of color. And he's the one who brought me to red. And red was probably my most favorite color.
You look good with red.
Hey,
we're going to take a quick break, but, coming up, we've got
You
Blondie.
look good with red, too.
I love red hair. We've got Debbie Harry,
Oh,
Chris
my
Stein
God.
from Blondie on the show. So you guys stay tuned. After this break, we're going to come back with some more. Casper.
The friendly ghost?
No, I'm talking about those gorgeous mattresses, Michelle.
Oh, I know it well.
I know. I don't have to tell you, girl. Now, for everybody else who doesn't know about this, Casper is an online retailer of premium mattresses for a fraction of the price. Now, you can get $50 toward any mattress purchase by visiting casper.com/RU and using the offer code RU.
Yes.
It's very simple.
Do it.
What are you waiting for? These mattresses are premium quality mattresses, and you're going to love it. Just go to casper.com/RU and get started today.
You're going to love it.
Squarespace is just amazing. They make making a website so easy.
It's really easy. My favorite part is when we walk down the street or on the tube in London, somebody will go, "Hey, Squarespace!" That's what we've become.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so easy. And their beautiful templates are just gorgeous. And it's as simple as drag and drop.
Yeah.
Drag and drop. Ooh. Now, listen, when you're...
Sounds like a ball category.
It certainly does. When you're ready to purchase a plan, get 10% off with the offer code RU.
How many percent off?
That's 10%
off.
Ooh,
slap your mama.
That's squarespace.com, offer code RU. Okay, we are back. We're talking about hair because Blondie is our special guest, Debbie, Harry, and Chris Stein. They're coming up in just a minute, but we're talking about our own hair histories. You know,
Why don't you do black hair enough?
Well, you know, it changes the whole dynamic of my face. And I've obviously on the Red Hot album cover, I have black hair in there. And
it's a Donna Summer moment.
Yes, yeah. Donna Summer. And then I think I do some black hair in the movie Star Booty at one point.
I've seen you in it.
Yeah,
I actually think it suits you. I just think, obviously you're a blonde and everybody knows you're a blonde, but you're gorgeous red, you're gorgeous yellow. But I like you with dark hair.
You know, it's finding the right color, you know, because everybody's skin, there's not, you know, everybody can be a blonde. They can't be the same color blonde.
Correct.
And it's important to find your shade of what works for you. And that's true with everything in life, isn't it? I mean, you really have to find that. So you went to red hair. My red hair, my red hair was your color, but I had blonde highlights in the front of my red hair.
You've done some red solid, haven't you?
I have there on the show, you know, and then on the cover of Ho Ho Ho,
you got the red
I have that red hair on there. Do you were going to get some lace front wigs?
I still haven't gotten them. What I did get was full wigs. I got for the Battle of the Seasons tour. I got some full instead of lace fronts, just full like bang pieces.
Oh.
You know, with a John Sahag. I'm being so. People are not going to understand this reference. Like, what's a good reference? Like Joan Jett type of rocker chick.
Yeah.
But it's small.
Where'd you get them from?
Got them from Bianca. Bianca has a wholesale hookup. So I look at the catalog and just order them.
Yeah.
And for me, I think a whole wig's, I'm not good with lace fronts, and let me tell you why. Claws.
Oh, the nails.
I poke holes through lace really easily.
Right.
So lace fronts are not easy for me, and I'd feel so hopeless having a queen. But like when I did Rocky with Bianca, she put my lace front on every night.
Wow.
And took it off every night. Yeah. I can't do it myself because I'll poke holes.
You did it with Bianca?
Bianca and Courtney Act, I did one season.
You did it with someone else too, didn't you?
Yeah, and I also did it with Willem and Alaska.
I see, right,
who was an incredible Frankenfooter.
Yeah.
So for me, it made sense to do a full wig instead. I want to get a Cheetah Rivera kind of China doll, right?
Like Chicago, you mean like...
Yes, like Velma.
Yeah, Velma.
So I want to get one like that. Like for meet and greets, I think it'd be so cute and sassy. And I think
you have $1 in your brassiere.
I know. Oh, it's sticking out. That's my tip for the...
strip club?
Yeah. You know, I got to make it rain all the time. Constantly want drizzle. So I just walk around with it and I hope it'll happen. I don't bring wallets. So I stuff everything in my tits. I'm that woman.
Yes.
Not tissues, but there's always money. Like I'll even put my wallet in it and it looks like I have a big giant square in it. I don't know. I'm just lazy, I guess. Sometimes I don't want to bring my big purse.
Right.
So,
and then
you went wigs.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the lace front.
And then you when we started working on the radio, you were red, and then in the middle of the VH1 talk show, you went blonde?
No. I put a blonde streak in my hair with the red because I got inspired by Jerry Halliwell, Ginger Spice, you know. So I did that for a while. And then when I got pregnant, I didn't color my hair anymore.
Right.
So my natural brunette, I was natural brunette for like the next few years. And then I wanted to be extreme because that's who I am. So I started dyeing it black. But I love black hair with light eyes.
I do too.
I always have.
Yeah, it looks good.
I do wear it well. But I have that skin tone that can wear pretty much any color. The one color I cannot wear is the one that's like honey. Like I have tried 4 times to get J-Lo hair color.
Right.
Even her colorist, I went to Rita Hayes in New York City. I can't wear it well.
Right.
Because of the yellow, and I just doesn't. It looks great on you.
I love it.
Looks great on Latinas. Looks like shit on white girls. And it just didn't work. So I ended up just going black. I do want to go back to red, but the upkeep.
Yeah.
It scares me.
Well, that's why we talk about Nicole Kidman and her flawless wig execution.
Wig game.
Her wig game is on lock. But when you see a movie and you see people who their hair changes because they have to come back and do reshoots. Actually, in the movie Spotlight, which won Best Picture. There's a scene with Elizabeth. What's the girl's name?
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams. Yeah. I get her and Elizabeth. What's her name from the Hunger Games mixed up all the time.
Yeah, I know you're talking
What's her name? Elizabeth Banks. Elizabeth Banks.
I love Elizabeth Banks.
I love her too.
When you said Elizabeth Banks, you know what came to my mind? Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Yeah,
right.
all these like names. I love Elizabeth Banks.
I love Elizabeth Banks, but I always get her mixed up with Rachel McAdams. Anyway, there's a scene in Spotlight where Rachel McAdams is clearly wearing a wig, and you think, oh, they had to go back and do some reshoots.
They changed her hair, yeah.
But you know,
she's got really fine, thin hair too. Rachel.
Well, you know, in the movie Carol with Cate Blanchett, you know that's a lace front she's wearing.
Yes, it's a lace front.
And it looks so good.
So good.
It is sitting,
That's
honey.
that movie lace, honey.
Yes, honey. You can't beat that movie lace.
That's $2,000. That ain't no joke. I sit there and I covet those lace fronts. When I watch them, I know it's lace front. It doesn't distract me, but it makes me go, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
That's how
well, you know what,
that
the lace front that Lady Gaga wore on the Oscars, you know, you can't see any lace there. They must have cut that lace way back.
They do. Girls cut it back more than queens do because girls are not flipping and doing splits and, you know, doing fuckery. But she wears lace fronts every day.
All the time, yeah.
But sometimes her lace was lifting at the national anthem a little bit by the ear, but I don't even, who cares?
It looked fabulous on the national anthem. I love that.
She was so good. But Gaga girl, my point in telling you this, Gaga girls included tend to cut back the lace very tightly.
Yeah.
Bianca wears hers longer. You know, it depends. Yours is kind of tight back too.
Yeah.
But most girls wear it's easier for them to deal with. Girls meaning drag queens.
But you remember that in the history of wigs, when black girls didn't worry so much about the wig looking wiggy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's that.
Like Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, well, there's that thing where you can wear your hair back, your real hair back, and then put a wig on top, and the hairline doesn't have to meet where the edge of the wig comes in. You know when that happened?
Yes.
I think it was about 95 when people could get away with doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know
in the 90s.
Did I explain it right? Do you know the look?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Your real hair is snatched back.
But you can see.
And you could see that it's not connected.
Vivica Fox used to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly. But that was okay, though.
It's okay.
It was almost like a lump.
Yes,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
It's the lump where the band comes in.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering about hair trends and how those things come into fashion, where it's like, you know what? We're not even going to try to pretend this is coming from my scalp. We're just going to sit, you know.
I'm just going to put this on my head.
Like that.
I'll leave this right here.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a place saver. Yeah. But you know, because you know those famous pictures of Aretha where she's got her real hair snatched back and she's wearing an amber colored hair on top.
Not even matching.
Not matching.
No.
And you know what? She don't care.
No.
She don't care.
But Aretha's a very bad example.
But she's a bad
because
example.
She cares about nothing.
Right.
You could see it in the dresses she wears.
She's giving no fucks.
Zero.
Whatsoever.
Does not. All she has to do is open that mouth.
Yes.
And shuts all y'all motherfuckers down. So it don't matter if she's wearing a dead raccoon on her head or not. She just shut you down. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was so funny because I was just talking to somebody about the 90s. I was in an interview and I said, you know, he's talking about the fashion of the 90s. And I went, what fashion? The 90s was the fashionless era because it was grunge. Yes, it was the era of the supermodel.
Yeah.
And you got Mugler and all that, but that's high fashion. When I think about fashion of the 90s, I think about flannels around the waist with jeans.
Yeah.
It was a very denim era.
Yeah, TLC.
And then hip hop.
Yeah.
That's it, you guys.
You know what I think of the 90s fashion? I think of the cover of CeCe Peniston's Moving On album, or what, I don't know what it was called, but and everybody was doing this. It was elasticized pants inside a boot with a heel about
chunky heel, and a skirt over the spandex.
Well, no, this was pants, a turtleneck, and a very like a synthetic wig, and then the sunglasses right where the part of the wig would be. You know, she's wearing sunglasses as an accessory on top of her head.
I still wear sunglasses. Like if I have a bun on and I want to be cute, I'll put like if I don't have a hair jewel, I'll put the sunglasses there.
You are kidding me.
No.
Then what do you do when you want to actually look through the sunglasses? You have another pair of sunglasses?
Yes. So I'll wear them on my head and look through. I look like a complete ass. Don't care. Don't care. It's a hair accessory.
You know, it's just funny how fashion moves and how certain things that were okay weren't okay become okay.
Well, you know why? Because the older we get, the less fucks we give. And I am so grateful for that because all I cared about as a teenager was what I looked like, who was looking at me, how my ass looked in these jeans, why do I have no tits, and how can I make them look bigger?
Yeah.
And to me now, I might not be the weight that I want to be. I might not be as tight as I was before. And I'm self-conscious about a few things, but literally I don't care. Now I'm not talking about health and stuff like that. I'm talking about physicality and physically what I look like. Back then, all I cared about was that. And it was an unhealthy obsession. Wow. So I think that has to do with aging. You know, that's why fashion things that were okay or were not okay and vice versa have a way of being okay now or not being okay. I think it's because we grow.
I think it's because we grow. Also, you know, it's interesting how people pick up on silhouettes in fashion. How I remember the first time I saw the sort of baggy jeans and sort of,
like, you know, sports bra with the baggy jeans like TLC.
Exactly, the TLC look. I remember thinking, who thought that was good looking? You know,
I did it all the time.
And I grew to love it because after time it becomes the norm. But like even the boys with the sagging pants, you know, where you think,
I still am not a fan of
I'm not. I love seeing their ass.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm not. It's like
especially the ones that walk like a penguin.
Exactly.
Because it's at their knees.
It's at their knees. They're trying to hold their pants up.
I don't get it. I mean, there's a lot of fashion I don't understand. Avant-garde I don't understand.
Right.
Certain, you know, and not that I don't appreciate it. I get it. I don't understand it.
Right.
So sagging pants a little bit, hot, Marky Mark, Calvin Klein, get it. Mm-hmm. But when it's being held around your mid-thigh with a belt and you walk like Danny DeVito as the penguin, not hot. Just going to throw that out there.
You know, by the way, you bring up that. You know, I watched on the plane for the first time. I saw the movie Batman. It's awful.
Which one? The original
one? The first one. Yeah.
With Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
He was a great Batman.
Don't
tell me you didn't love Michael.
You know, he's whatever. He's
a
fine.
Great Batman.
I hated that movie
Did
so
you?
much.
I wasn't a fan of it, but Michael Keaton was still the best Batman.
Such a huge movie. Had such a huge impact. If you remember,
that's because of Batman.
Yeah, but remember 1989 in New York, every Batman single was everywhere.
It was fashion.
It was fashion.
Yeah. It was like the Africa thing.
Yep. T-shirts, hats, everything was Batman.
That song, Todd Terry, was it? Bang, bang, bang. bang.
Oh, yeah. That's to the Batmobile.
Yeah,
to the Batmobile.
To the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then the Prince music in there.
Was that Todd Terry?
Yeah, it was Todd Terry.
Yeah. Great. Huge. We used to dance to that Palladium, and oh my God. But Batman was everywhere.
I got to tell you, I hate.
But do you love Michael Keaton the way I love Michael Keaton?
No, I don't love him the way. Yeah, I love him in Birdman. You know, and I love
so much more than Birdman. But, you didn't love Mr. Mom. You didn't love.
I never saw Mr. Mom.
Multiplicity. You didn't love.
I think I saw a little bit of.
Oh my God, he's so hot.
Multiplicity.
Multiplicity. You see Multiplicity? I love Multiplicity. It's my favorite movie. Oh my God.
I saw a lot of movies, but I'd never seen that one, and I just absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. There's going to be a lot of people out there angry. And I loved, Batman comics growing up. But
I love Batman.
I still think he's the best Batman there is. I know some people might argue. Ben Affleck's about to play it. It's like,
Yeah, I think he'll
be fine. They put a fucking suit on and a hat.
Sure.
And he has ears. How bad, how serious can you take him?
Right. All right, so now we're going to come back. We've got Blondie.
So excited!
Debbie Harry and Chris Stein. They're big fans of Drag Race, and I couldn't be more pleased to have them on our podcast.
Legend, baby, legend.
Legendary. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Blondie. Casper Mattresses is just amazing. And I know you know Michelle firsthand.
I will not go anywhere. Well, that's not true. I was going to say I won't go anywhere without my mattress, but I can't very well strap it to my back and take it.
Well, actually, you probably could, couldn't you?
I've been called worse. So if I could, I would.
Yeah.
I need to get a backpack made out of Casper
mattress.
Well,
that worked. But you told me that the way the mattress comes to your home
is in a box.
Is in a box, and it's really manageable.
Mattress in a box.
I love that.
Bring it into your room. You get it out of the box. You unfold it, and bam, right onto your bed.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know, Casper is an amazing online retailer of premium mattresses for a fraction of the price. Now, the mattress industry has forced consumers into paying notoriously high markups. At the department stores and all these big companies. Casper is not a fan of that business model, and neither am I for that matter. Casper is revolutionizing the mattress industry by cutting the cost of dealing with resellers and showrooms and passing those savings on to who?
You.
That's right, honey. That's why it's such a great deal. Casper mattresses are so great. They are a new hybrid mattress that combines premium latex foam with memory foam.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Because it's not just sink or bounce. It has sink and bounce.
Ooh, I love that combination.
That's the new style of music, by the way.
Yeah, I'm making an album completely devoted
to sink and bounce.
To sink and bounce, exactly. Frida. Yes. No, they do. They have just the right amount of sink and bounce. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And they're so confident in the quality of their mattresses that they have a risk-free trial and return policy.
You can sleep on a Casper mattress for 100 days with free delivery, painless returns, 100% risk-free. So what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
You're like Rip Van Winkle. Rip Van Winkle.
100 days, that's a long time.
Okay.
Listen, now kids, you can get $50 toward any mattress right now by visiting Casper.com/Rue and using the offer code RU. Now, terms and conditions may apply. That's Casper.com/RU and get started today.
Do it.
They're not just special guests, Rue, they're royalty.
They're royalty.
Yeah.
Hello.
Bow down.
Yes. Do you feel like rock royalty?
Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens.
Yes. Yes. Where are you? Are you from the Bronx?
I'm from Brooklyn.
From the BK.
You know Debbie's a Jersey girl.
She's a Jersey girl. What
I'm
town?
a Jersey girl, yeah.
What town
Patterson,
are you
New
from?
Jersey.
Patterson, New Jersey. Yes.
Hawthorne.
Right. How far is that from South Plainfield?
Well, I grew up in Plainfield, which is about a half an hour southeast of Patterson. Patterson was the hood and Plainfield was the hood.
Yeah.
So
we're
hood girls, but Hawthorne's lovely, actually.
Oh, but Patterson was the hood back then?
Yeah, Patterson is was the first industrial city in the whole country.
Oh, really?
Isn't that where Lou Costello was from?
Yes, Lou Costello was from there, and it's called the Silk City, which I always liked.
Is it?
The Silk City does actually. It's quite pretty.
They had all these silk mills there.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the song Union City Blues, is that about Hawthorne?
Union City? No.
Union City?
Yeah.
It's about Union City, New Jersey?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
I can't leave New Jersey. It's just... It's like a plague.
You never leave, baby. You never leave.
And that's right. You told me when I saw you last that you actually have a house in New Jersey. Where is it?
I can't tell.
You can't tell.
She had a guy calling up the pizza place and having pizza delivered.
Oh my
No,
God.
seriously?
Yeah.
He sent the Stanley steamer. He sent pizzas. He sent me a lot of stuff that, of course, I didn't want.
We had somebody go to his house and talk to him.
Oh my God, that's awful. But last time you said that you have a snow blower that you get out on and
Plow.
a snow plow.
A plow.
Do you
A
have
riding plow?
Yeah. Well, it's attached to a truck.
Oh, wait. You go and drag it?
No, I drive it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, but don't you pull it?
It makes me laugh. It
That's
just makes me so
the plow
happy.
goes in front
It's
and you
so sick.
thrust it forward.
I just feel like such a kid. It's so goofy. I sit there and go,
Yeah.
But she's always been a vehicle person.
Yes,
I love
I'm
cars.
a vehicle person.
You know how to drive. When did you get your license?
When I passed it and I was 16 or 17. Yeah.
What kind of car was it?
Oh, God. It was a Plymouth, a small Plymouth stick shift. My dad insisted on stick shift.
Smart dad.
Smart dad. What was your first car? When did you get your license?
I've been driving for 15 years,
15
maybe
years.
less, maybe 10. I'm like Woody Allen, so... You know.
What is it about New Yorkers in the whole...
They don't need it.
You don't need a car.
There's no cars.
Take the
It
train
would be like
everywhere.
one kid in your group would have a car, and that would be enough.
Yeah.
know,
You
maybe,
just need one car to cruise.
Yeah.
Right?
I love cars. I love
too.
cars.
I love them.
Now, I read once that you were hitchhiking and you got into Ted Bundy's car. Is that right?
We don't know that it was actually Ted Bundy.
But you can't say yes or no,
yeah,
correct?
But the MO was very similar.
Right.
Yeah.
A guy. Why were you hitchhiking?
I had on it. It was the 70s. I had on Max platforms.
Yeah.
Max. And I was by Avenue C in Houston.
Oh, yeah. That was like Russia.
And in those days, there was broken glass everywhere. everywhere, broken glass everywhere.
Yeah.
I couldn't take my shoes off to walk. I tried. That was impossible. So I kept, trying to get a cab. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then it was late at night, so there weren't many cabs.
Right.
And this guy kept circling and coming back to say, I can give you a ride. And I kept saying, no. And I struggled down another, block, and these, it was awful. So finally I just gave in and I got in the car.
So the same guy kept coming around.
Yeah.
And where did he take you? He took you from Avenue C and Houston to where?
I think by then I had actually managed to get to Avenue A, and
That's not very far, then.
Well, no, but back then, that's before it had been colonized, because back then...
so it was like deserted and like all...
it was the scariest
It
thing
was
in the
scary.
world.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Because even when Save the Robots and the World was going on,
Yeah.
it was still Tent City down there.
No,
This was probably like 72.
this was 72.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this was like beyond being Russia. It was
Dark ages.
Yeah, it was the dark age, because they didn't colonize Avenue A until 82. Avenue A became safe to go. So you can go as far east as Avenue A.
Yeah, well,
Anyway.
Yeah, well, hitchhiking was fun. I used to hitchhike to school, and it was a time you could hitchhike back
Yeah,
then.
there was a time.
Yeah, but Ted Bundy, wow.
was it his Volkswagen? I've just seen is on display somewhere.
You're
Was
kidding.
it a Volkswagen?
When I don't think that it was, but it was similar, and I'm pretty sure that it wasn't, because it didn't have the right kind of dashboard. And I do know cars.
Yeah.
And it was squarer, and
Like a Valiant or something.
Right.
You guys just had no fear. I would have been scared to death.
But it was a different time, though.
I think
Still, I'm a neurotic Jew. I would have been afraid to death to get in a car.
she dove out of the car.
I know.
Oh, wait a minute.
Thank
What
you,
happened?
Debbie.
You got out of you dove out of the car.
When it was moving?
Yes. Yeah.
Why? What made you say, I got to get out
I
of here?
got in the car, and I'm sure it was boiling hot. And this guy was kind of good looking. He had on a white like a dress shirt, a man's, business shirt. And he had dark, curly hair, very good looking. And yet he stank to high heaven. He smelled so bad, and it was so hot, and I couldn't. And I looked around, and I said, "Well, why does he have the windows rolled?" And then I looked at the door, and there were no handles.
Oh, okay.
What?
No handles. The inside of the car was completely gutted. There was nothing. There was a hole for the glove compartment. There was a hole where the radio was. There was no handles on the inside of the doors. But the window was open this much at the top, and I was a lot skinnier then. So I wiggled my arm out, and without him actually noticing, and I opened the car from the outside, and
He didn't notice you're sticking your arm through He must have been out of it.
Well, he spun out as soon as he realized what I was doing, and it actually helped me with momentum to get the door open and fall out.
Wow.
And he went into
And you just took off?
Thompson Street. He
Went
pulled
down
into
to Thompson
But did
Street,
you have
yeah.
these shoes still on, or were they off at that point? Were you able to book it and run?
I didn't have to. He split.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, those are the stories of New York, and you guys are true New Yorkers. You guys were there during
Everything, yeah.
the hot, the gorgeous, the romanticized New York.
The
you know?
heyday.
You know what I always say in interviews? I didn't know anybody who at some point didn't say, "This is so fucked up, I have to get out of here." Right.
Yeah.
But there's this Lou Reed monologue where he talks about how much he hates New York, but how much more uncomfortable he is everywhere else.
Yeah, right. Chris, have you ever lived anywhere else? You've lived in Connecticut for a while, is that right?
No.
Always-
Woodstock. Oh yeah, we were up in upstate,
Right.
near Woodstock for about 10. But that, I was much later,
Right.
when I was sober and stuff, so it didn't count.
How old were you when you started going into the city from New Jersey?
Oh, I used to go in when I was about 13.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take the not the Peter Pan.
New Jersey Transit. We used to take the train to get in. Did you too?
I took the bus.
Now, I'm curious about you two, because you guys were intimate partners and you're still business partners and good friends. How do you translate, or how do you change the relationship or keep it going? Because usually when you have a lover but you're not really close with them anymore, How have you guys been able to do that?
I don't know. I guess, we just had this connection corny but true connection was always there, even early on, and it just continues. It's just seems like we have a lot of traits in common. There's a lot of unsaid communication,
Yeah, it's clear in all the songs that you guys write together. And what's it like for you, Debbie, to be around his wife, Barbara,
I hate her.
That's amazing.
It's great. I love the kids. I love the whole thing that Chris is, has a family. I mean, I would have never expected that from you.
Yeah, well, I got along really well with my parents, so it seems, it's part of the genetic thing,
Yeah, well, it's just so interesting. Kids get together in a band and they never know what's going to happen with it. And then here we are, God knows how many years later, and you are married. You're melded together with these people. Sometimes you like them, sometimes you don't. But no matter what, you're always in the same sentence together.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The sentence is right. It's
Yeah, but you could either face it or you can walk away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's, why I made that comment about working in an ensemble situation, that you really do have to, sort of step back at times, But, not everyone can do it.
Right. Because the Blondie and what's created around you is bigger than just you and your personality or your whatever. Because I know that throughout the years, some of the band members have come and go, and there have been falling outs, But everybody's back together now. Everybody's hunky-dory.
Well, the three of us,
the three original people,
crew, it's a lot of convolution went on, members coming and going, but... We try.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the question of how we remained friends.
Yeah.
Was there a nasty when you broke up? Was there a period of time that was like, I don't want to see each other, don't want to talk to each other? Or was it like, okay, this isn't working, let's just carry on with a work relationship?
We went through something that I think was sort of an impossible situation. Everything exploded and fell apart at once. I mean, everything happened. The government, took our house. He got very sick. The band broke up. The record company dropped us. I mean, it was just like everything happened all at once. Bing, bang, boom, like that. And, there went our relationship. I feel like that was
it was part of it, certainly.
A big
and the
factor.
Drug factor didn't help with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But so when in hindsight, I'm going to metaphysical here. What do you think that big shutdown with the government, and the House, and the this and that? What do you think that actually was in hindsight? What was the purpose of that?
What was the word? The Bayuda?
Oh yeah, the big bad Bayuda. Right?
Bayuda. What is that? Like voodoo or something?
I probably
we don't know. I don't know if
Bayuda.
It was just made up. It was just a thing. It was the universe telling us this isn't your moment or something. But
to
if we
appreciate things. I don't know. Maybe it was about appreciation.
Yeah, that. Mm-hmm. But if we had scored then and gotten big, I don't know. What would have happened? Now we have this credibility because we never made it to the A-lists. And it's a different.
Well,
kind of
I don't know about that. Yeah, because
that's how we look at it.
Yeah, that's so not.
That's I mean, it's legendary, especially with the Warhol connection and the whole. You're synonymous with that New York scene. You guys represent that time, that period of New York history that is so rich. And us kids who moved to New York to have our fortunes made, refer to you guys.
When did you hit town?
I moved to New York the first time in '84 and slept on couches and slept on the pier in the park.
Oh my God, the pier!
Yes.
Oh my God,
videos are great. I've watched you wander around the streets with your crew and stuff. That's
yes,
great.
Yes. I can't watch those anymore. But the city,
you're so cute. Come on.
So cute.
The city spit me out at the end of the year, end of '84, and I moved back to Atlanta, and then I came back to New York in '87. The first time I saw...
That's the year I met you.
He's 87.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
First time I saw Blondie, though, was on the Mike Douglas show back when, he would have Ella Fitzgerald, Don Rickles and Blondie. That was the first time I had ever heard of Blondie.
Yeah.
He was fabulous.
He was very supportive.
Really sweet guy.
How many times did you guys do that show?
I can't say, but probably
I
more
would
than
say
once.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
'cause
say
the
3.
Parallel Lines album was the one you guys were promoting on there that I remember. And just amazing. It just opened everything up. Because shortly, everything blew up after that.
And for me, I just want to add to that by saying, to hear Debbie rap on a record, and I remember because where I grew up was very urban and into urban music and listening to Sugar Hill Gang and all those records.
Right.
And I remember going, who is this white girl rapping on this record? But to me, it made me go, if she can do it,
Right.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Well,
That really supported me in my musical journey.
we keep getting dragged into this Iggy Azalea
God.
debates because we keep getting pulled in because they're like, oh, she co-opted it, but Debbie didn't do it, so she just sounded like herself. So.
Debbie was the innovator. She's not trying to be. She wasn't trying to be. She just was. This tiny little blonde thing walking down the streets talking about eating cars. And, to me, it was like, oh my
I
God.
said I like ours. Right. Very good. Very tasty. Thorough.
And calorie free.
Calorie
so
free.
I just think it was amazing. And as, a little girl growing up and seeing, but I mean, there couldn't be one without the other.
Right.
But seeing that come to reality and come to fruition and seeing what a real rock band and rock star look like, I think of Debbie Harry.
Now, had there been a band like, a rock band that was fronted by a chick ever before Blondie was? I know there have been several since.
Sure. Genya Ravon had a band.
Who?
Genya Ravon. She was a terrific singer.
Susie Quattro,
Susie
maybe.
Quattro.
But she was a solo artist.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, Susie had her husband.
Susie had a real band, her husband.
They had a band. She was the player in the, but
Janis Joplin.
but Janice was the victim,
What
Yeah,
Ruth's
that's what I'm
is-
saying.
Ruth's saying
They were solo
Debbie
people.
was the fronting of a bit like the Rolling Stones, except for the female.
Right, the lineup where it's a rock band with a girl lead singer.
Right.
I don't remember one before that. Do you guys, can you think of one?
Big Brother, Janice's
Yeah.
first
Oh,
band.
right.
yeah.
Yes.
They had a band identity.
Yes.
And I mean,
But
there
she's
definitely were
moved
others that just
out of that.
didn't get anywhere.
Right.
you
Right.
know? So
Right. Why do you think you guys were able to get through? Because in the East Village.
Got lucky.
Got lucky? Yeah, that's a
Combination of things.
Got lucky.
A lot of
That's-
Right thing at the right time.
yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
thing
moment
that
was
nobody
right.
talks about when in success. There's a huge luck factor
Yeah.
that people don't talk about.
I think we were aware of the fact that you had to give away a certain amount. And I think a lot of people, just want to hold on to everything.
this day,
and we knew that, we had to give a lot of shit away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In order to get,
Well,
get rolling.
that speaks to the argument about streaming music and pirating
Right.
and all that junk. People
Right.
No, it's not like that. It's not
yeah,
that kind of
but
giving
well,
away.
it's come to that.
Were you talking about giving away, like you had to give away some of your publishing to Chrysalis or something?
No, I'm talking about, your energy, and not expect to get paid, not expect, to have rewards, to just do it.
It's paying your dues, isn't it?
Because
Yeah,
you
and everybody
want
worked
to
for
do
free.
it.
We all worked for free.
Yeah.
Because
You
of the
work for
love.
free.
We
Yeah.
did a show. We played in Central Park New Year's, whatever year it was, like 75 to 6, maybe 4 to 5, right?
Yeah.
And the city gave us $500, and that was the most money we
We all went
Wow.
we
crazy.
had made.
Was that the Stilettos or was it Blondie?
That was with
It was Blondie.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, how long what did the Stilettos happen? And
Stilettos was pretty short-lived in retrospect. It was, a year, 2 years maybe?
Oh, no, I think it was either 9 months or a year.
maybe,
Yeah.
A pregnancy.
yeah,
Pregnancy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you guys meet?
With that, I went to
With
the
the
first
Stilettos.
Stilettos show.
Oh, you were in Stilettos first, and then you saw.
Yeah, and thought Debbie was smashing.
Was it Max's? Where was it?
No, it was in a
Oh,
bar.
it was a little bar, Bogart Tavern.
Yeah, on 28th Street or
28th
something.
Street, yeah.
And you had heard about them, or you just randomly went?
The girl I was with, it's all
It was
incestuous.
so incestuous. It's such a
'cause I
small
was-
society.
Do you know who Eric Emerson was?
No,
Eric Emerson was one of the Warhol superstars. He's in Heat and Lonesome Cowboys, and he was a great character.
Yeah.
And
He had a little band called the Magic Tramps.
Yeah, I hooked up. I was buddies with him, and he was my roommate for a while. And he's no longer with us. He was a sweet guy.
Wow.
But
I was a huge groupie for the dolls.
Yeah, dolls.
And
There was a lot of-
Elda was going out with Sylvain for a while.
And the girl I was with, Elvira, was going out with Billy. She went out with.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
With Billy, dead drummer, who the one guy who was the Dolls drummer who died in London.
Right.
Wow.
Anyway, it's that kind of a thing, And I ran into Elda and I said, "Oh, how are you doing?" She said, "Oh, I've got a band, and me and Holly Woodlawn, and this other girl, and blah blah blah." I said, "Oh, I want to. So give me your number." And I called her, and she said, "Oh, the band broke up." I said, "Well, let's start another band."
Yeah, and that was the Stilettos.
That was how we did it.
I mean, what a great name.
It's great. It's great. All right, so listen, we're going to take a little quick break, and we'll be right back with Debbie Harry and Chris Stein. We get some really great emails at RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com about your Squarespace website.
Love them.
Isn't that great? I just love that people get to express themselves, their creativity through Squarespace with such ease.
Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of people, when they heard us first talk about Squarespace, they're like, oh, yeah, whatever. And then when they actually sit down and realize that we're not full of crap, and it actually is not only easy, but it looks so much more beautiful than anything they've ever done before.
You're absolutely right, because a website is today's version of a calling card.
Oh, amen. We don't have them anymore.
You don't need a calling card anymore.
Girl.
Just say, go to my website. Yeah. And it's just so easy. You can get a free trial with no credit card required just by going to squarespace.com. Now, Michelle, you have some emails
I do.
that people have sent.
I've got one here from Adam St. Ledger Honeybone.
What is his name?
Honeybone.
Adam
St. Ledger. Or it could be Leger or Leger if you're French.
Yeah.
Honeybone.
I love that name.
As a longtime listener from the UK, I want to thank you both for letting the rest of us share in your discussions through your podcast. Adam says, we've always got an interesting opinion, recommendation, or anecdote on her messages of positivity, compassion, and hard work. Helped him rediscover his creativity and start doing something with it. Love that. Thanks for putting Squarespace on my radar. When the ever-fabulous Meth, the queen, not the crystal, began bringing Drag Race queens to London, I started creating tribute headpieces to wear to the shows. Over time, I gradually moved onto the original designs and have the privilege of designing for some of the performers. In response to the interest, I put together an online portfolio to document my creations.
Oh.
So he started one. He created a beautiful and responsive site with social media integration. You could do all that on Squarespace called Accent Millinery. So it's accent.millinery.co.uk. It catalogs every piece to date with photo galleries and notes describing their influences. I love that. So Adam, Rue, and I will be expecting our beautiful headpieces, our tribute headpieces.
I love that. I just love the fact that he gets to express himself here.
Yes.
And everyone in the world can go and find, if they're looking for a headpiece or looking for whatever, they can go and find him
Doesn't
with his
everybody
website.
like a piece of head? Doesn't everybody, Rue?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Listen, kids, go to Squarespace when you're blown away and ready to confirm a plan. Use the offer code RUE to get 10% off. It is a great deal, and you'll be helping us. Thanks again to Squarespace, and keep sending your websites to RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com. That's squarespace.com. Offer code RU. All right, we are back with our very special guests, the founding members of Blondie, Chris Stein and Debbie Harry. Now, Debbie, in your solo career, you used the name Deborah Harry, but you realize that double letters in names are really lucky. And for us, it's so much fun to say the name Debbie Harry. Do you realize that?
No, I never knew that.
You never knew that.
No, I didn't know the thing about the double letters.
Yeah, double letters are Halle Berry and, Anybody ever told you that?
No.
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 So
I'm
you're
sure you've
breaking
been
ground
told.
here.
Well, I'm never
Yeah.
going to forget it now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and you use the name in your solo career as Deborah Harry. Is it for a credibility thing or?
I think it's just to make a difference, so people are aware because, they come and see me doing something that is not Blondie and they're perplexed or they're angry. They feel like they've gotten ripped off. I sit in with the jazz band sometimes.
The Jazz Passengers.
Yeah. And they, they advertise me, that I'm going to do there. And I'm in this thing for like 2 seconds and they're saying, huh?
Right.
I have to do something.
When Debbie let her hair go dark in like 1980 that wound up on the front page of the Post.
Yeah.
As news.
News.
Right. Was that for the movie Videodrome? Was that, or Videodrome was
probably
later?
around then.
Videodrome,
Probably
yeah.
around then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
What's your favorite Blondie song to sing? I asked Chris, but we'll ask Chris's favorite song to perform. If obviously after all these years, some songs come on and you're like, shit, and your eyes roll back in your head. I get it. But what, when you hear the music, do you still get really excited to sing?
God.
There's got to be one.
Well, I think that there's a real core thing for me in Heart of Glass, But, I'm really, really proud of Rapture. And I don't know.
You have a few.
Yeah. I have been asked that before, and I've often said, I don't know if I really have one.
Yeah.
They're like your children.
Yeah, they
it's
are.
like your children.
But sometimes performing your children.
Yeah.
Over and over, it's like, oh, please don't
Right.
make me do this song one more time. But you have to.
You have to.
That's why we go to see it.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, it's similar. As they said, they are like movements in a larger piece, But the audience response has a lot to do with the live show, and people going crazy over a song is certainly helpful.
Yeah. Now, Chris, the song For Your Eyes Only, was that meant for the James Bond movie?
It was, but it was kind of unofficial, I think that somebody may have said you might have a shot if you gave them a song, but it didn't come from the studio.
Right.
And I always liked what's that, Shanice?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That made her career.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's terrific,
Yeah,
that
it
song.
did.
And ours was very old school James Bond, and I think they were looking for something more modern anyway.
Right. Right. When you guys have done songs for movies, obviously Debbie's Rush from the Scarface soundtrack, and then, of course, Blondie's Call Me.
Yeah, Call Me was exciting.
How many weeks was that number one?
I don't know. That was a whole other thing.
I want to ask you this. Okay, in the movie American Gigolo, which is where the song Call Me is from, you guys wrote the song Call Me with Giorgio Moroder. But in other places on the score where that same melody appears, do you also get writing and publishing on those songs, like Night Drive, or it's the same track?
That's a good question. I'll have to
That
bring it up with
that
bring it
would
up
be
with
a
management.
Giorgio thing, actually,
You have to
because
bring it up with management.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
If
Do
it's
we
a-
get residuals on the soundtrack?
I don't know.
But Giorgio, Giorgio gave us a little cassette demo, which I might still have somewhere, of his original version, and it was called Man Machine. And it was very literal. And it was like, I'm a man, I fuck the girls. And Man Machine. And
That's hot.
It is hot.
Yeah.
Debbie said, this is crazy, So she took it in another
What's wrong, Debbie? You're not a man
direction.
machine, Debbie?
Find that cassette because we could really
Yeah.
make a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of French in your lyrics. And do you speak French fluently?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, because you speak French in Call Me and
I think it's
Denis.
just pretty, and I've always liked it, but...
And then when I saw your show at the Carlisle, you told a story about Chuck Lorre, the creator of those sitcoms like 2.5 Men and
Everyone
The
that's
Big
on
Bang.
TV right now.
yes,
Yeah, Big
right
Bang.
now.
Big
right
Bang?
now. Big
Yeah.
Bang is his,
Is
yeah.
that he wrote a song for you, a very famous song,
French Kissing.
French Kissing in the USA.
Oh my God, I love
Can you
that
believe
song.
he did?
Chuck Lorre wrote that
Chuck
song?
Lorre wrote that song.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
I was on Geffen, and somebody sent it in as a demo, and they passed it to me as, oh, here's a song for you. Then later on, the woman who sang it came up to me. She said, "You stole my song." I said, "Well, I didn't know. They gave it to me because they thought it was, or they knew, or whatever. They didn't want to sign her."
Yeah, they knew.
Right.
Trust, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was trying to remember the woman who did all those music videos. Was her name Mary Lambert?
Mary Lambert.
Was that
yes,
right?
Yeah.
She did all those videos with
She
you.
did. I think I only did one with her. She did all Madonna's videos.
I thought, okay.
Did she do a lot of Mariah's too? Going on
Maybe.
later?
I don't know. She did a lot of
Didn't
stuff.
she direct the movie? Didn't she direct
Purple Rain.
Desperately Seeking Susan didn't.
Pet
No, that's
Sematary?
Susan.
Pet Cemetery. Yeah,
Pet
she
Sematary,
did. She
Mary,
did Pet
that's it,
Cemetery.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Mary
She did a
Lambert.
lot.
Yeah.
Mary Lambert.
Yeah. And then you guys, of course, I know that you guys are big Motown. You love music.
Yeah,
and
everything.
all the stuff on the Blondie albums sort of harken to the 60s girl groups. You did disco, you did this.
We would be doing a Barry White song.
What? Which one?
Never gonna give you
Never Gonna Give You Up.
I've been wanting to do that for years, and we finally got around to doing it.
Just recently you did it.
Just did it last night. Yeah.
Right, because now you did James Brown on Saturday Night Live. What song? I got...
we did Sex Machine. We've
Was
done
it
over
Sex
the years.
Machine?
I don't know
Yeah.
if we did that on Saturday night. No, we did Love TKO on
Love
Saturday.
TKO. I love that.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful
what you.
song.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, how did you doing the Muppet song come about, which is so beautiful.
Oh God, I was so embarrassed about that.
Why?
Were you really?
Well,
That's like a rite of passage.
It was so nice, and this.
Yeah,
and
but it's
that.
a great
At
song.
the time, I
That
my
song makes me
perspective was
cry.
a little different. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's so in every, and you sang it at the Carlisle.
I did. The only reason I sang it was because of Guy Furrow. So,
Yeah.
Miss Guy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you did. And it's interesting. You bring up Miss Guy and just people around who keep the flame of Blondie in their hearts. It means so much to people like me and Guy and so many people. Do you have people you listen to who say, you know what? Actually, you guys should do this, that, this, and that. Do you have someone whisper in your ear?
We never ever had that.
No,
And
really.
I think that's part of our credibility is the do-it-yourself aspect
Right.
of the whole thing.
Yes, and that's one of the things about your show that I find really fascinating is that there is you demand that you demand that from your contestants, you demand that from everyone that they they have to think, they have to build things.
Right.
It has to come from somewhere within them, and that's such an
Yeah, no,
important thing.
the pushing is great on the show. I love that you're.
Yeah, well, it's RuPaul's Drag Race. It's really based on my experience in New York, trying to make something happen below 14th Street, trying to get above 14th Street, and you really have to be creative. You have to understand what it is you're working with and how it can transfer into, like, with films or into scoring pictures or doing different things. I love the Blondie albums that have, like, Motown songs, or I love the fact that you guys did that Chic album. I'm a huge...
We were both the first outside artists either had worked with.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they were just scratching the surface too with, moving out into the world.
Right. Well, what's next? Now, you guys are on tour right now, and then I know that you did the Carlisle thing. Is that going to turn into a PBS special or anything?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Takes it properly.
If I did do another thing like that, I would do it. I would want to do it in a place that was a little less proper.
Hoity-toity.
Some place where I could loosen up a little bit.
Well, that's a formal.
Yeah.
It was, but it was
Quite
very
formal.
intimate, and it was
nice.
good,
It was,
though.
Well, I did. What was it? The song "Too Drunk to Fuck," and the book. They didn't like that.
At the
The
Carlisle.
promoters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't like me to say "fuck."
Oh.
But it got such a great response that
But these are your fans. We're
Yeah.
your fans. We're the ones that love that irreverence about you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's just that it's that kind of place, and it's chic, and it's.
We don't want to see you
Has
sing
it
Glitter and Be
maintains-
Gay.
Well, that's why I'm saying, if I were to do it again, I would want to choose a.
Come back to the dirty bars, Debbie.
Early bar.
Yeah. Well, listen, you guys, thank you so much for doing this.
no, it's a pleasure,
I could talk to you for hours. There's so much, there's a wealth of information. What about a book, Chris? You going to write a book?
Write a book, I don't know. I got another.
He did write.
Another photo book in
That's
me.
right.
But,
That's right.
Yeah,
What's it called?
that's called Negative Me and the Advent of Punk. Blondie,
That's right. And it's available
on
now.
Amazon, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, it's out there.
But he did do
pretty
a lot
well.
of writing in that book.
Yeah, I
There's
wrote
a lot
a
of
lot of text.
captions.
I love it. Well, go get the book. Go get everything
We have
Blondie.
projects up our sleeves. We're going to go into another recording cycle now, so we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
I love it. Well, thanks, you guys.
We're
thanks
not
for
dead
doing
yet.
this.
Yeah.
Not
No,
dead yet.
God, no.
Punk's not dead.
Far from it.
Yes.
We say amen?
Amen.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Amen.